Hello, this is part 14 of my Zelda Classic Let's Play. I'm Obake-san's ghost, maker of this quest, Link's Decision 2, Chronos, the Tears of Fate. Last time we finally finished level 4 and got the 4th tier, so we also got through the optional dungeons and class dungeons, not the final ones, but we're through most of them at this point. And next we have to climb the mountain. In the meantime, I'll talk about, why this walkthrough, even exists. But first, I am going to want to get some bombs. And hopefully, there we go. These guys are perfect for it. There is no need to go through that cave in the above us. That's for the final dungeon. So we are just going to warp to level 3, which is basically at the foot of the mountain. And we can work our way up because now we have the ladder. Could not get through before, but this may or may not have been apparent before, that path across. And here's another one of the 3-stair warps. We came across those before. That's one that just requires the power bracelet instead of requiring the power glove. But even if you get there, you still have to cross this with the ladder. But you might notice there's a signpost here. The thief can get here considerably earlier than the other classes and can even get through to this further ahead part where you can get some, I think, just money. But here's where we enter the mountain, and the music immediately turns to Super Metroid. This is the Crateria surface, and the whole area is a combination of overworld and these caves, and you can see even in the caves you could get across with a hookshot too. But the caves run through the mountain, and some of them are pretty long to get through. And here's another spot. We can get across this, but the thief can do it in less time. I guess we don't really need to kill everybody. We do in this one because these guys drop a lot of money. And there is a crack in the wall here. That's what we wanted the bombs for. And here is the room. We come out way in the top left corner. To the right of us immediately is the town. And we just have to go to the west here and get our heart container piece. You can see there's ways for the thief to get around with the hook shot there and here. Just to make things easier for the thief. They can get through the areas bypassing caves in certain places. Ooh, careful there. So this is another path. We're going to head to the north though and work our way to the other side of that lava area. We're gonna have to cross this and play. Give me some health. Okay, that worked out. Or I apparently could have waited until then. But anyways, the quest for this, I made the walkthrough because sometimes Zelda quests can get annoying. You don't really know where you're supposed to go or anything like that. And unlike, full Zelda games, you're not going to find random people who are fans enough of it to put in the effort to make a walkthrough. So basically the only chance of something like that happening was if the quest maker was the one to do it. I know I'm definitely not the only one to make them, but the ones for this hold pretty much every piece of information I have. Does not show how to beat each individual block puzzle, but other than that, it's got pretty much everything. I've read about that whistle of yours. Does it really summon a whirlwind? I'd like to see it, but I'm busy now researching. Something about this mountain is odd, and it even affects that whistle. Many parts of the mountain, it just won't be heard. There are other effects too, which is what I am here for. I've managed to fix it for most of the mountain. This has been a problem for thousands of years according to ancient texts. It's a good thing you're alive today because before now it was a common annoyance of travelers. The western side of the mountain has apparently always been immune, so it wasn't everywhere. That's referring to the map. Most areas of the map in the future do work for the mountain, but some of them do not. And so that was just kind of put in there because I wanted a simple explanation for it. Here we are going to go to the past. And that wasn't particularly pleasant right there. We can see that there's another heart container piece right here, but we need both a super bomb and the power glove to get to it. So that's not quite gonna happen yet. But aside not 100% sure where I am going in here now. We see these statues around. They will be important. Those big statues get in the way. If you could get rid of them, but I haven't seen any way to do it. Yep. Can't get that. Yes, that is what's supposed to happen there. And yeah, you can see the mountain is extremely large. We're back in for the past this time. This is again the short path. the caves in the present are considerably longer. They're, I think, longer than both the future and the past caves combined. So this one shouldn't be a problem. So yeah, we're back to the flatlands, this time in the past, which is not when we were in the flatlands at all. Come on. Just trying to kill those guys for money. But as far as the walkthrough is concerned, having something like that makes beta testing a whole lot easier. So there's always that. It was much easier to find issues, to identify where issues are, and you could also see issues on tiles and stuff like that that don't match between the screens. We saw that heart container piece earlier, considerably earlier. Only way to get to it is through the mountain, with just one exception to that rule. And that is that the thief can get across here using the hook shot. So this is actually another way that the thief can make their way up to the mountain earlier than they should be able to. And we're gonna have to work our way back here. Definitely want to get as much money as possible. But as far as the beta tests go and stuff like that, they definitely did not have anywhere near as good of a lookup system as the walkthroughs, or as detailed maps either. So there were a whole bunch of improvements beyond what the beta testers were able to get. No, that was the guy talking to us about having the money on the counter that we can't reach. Did this go to the same place? Yes. And here we'll look at the map. And I mean, we were just at the screen to the right of this, but it does not exist in the overworld map because of issues. And we can get to the cause of that another time. Right now, I am just trying to find my way to the next dungeon. I mean, you know, obviously the heart container pieces are always good. But there is dungeon. This is certainly not the correct way to go. Another three-way warp, but that's the power glove kind. I can't do anything there. So we're going to do something else there. But first, we're going to exit the mountains real quick. This is another way up, but of course you need to step on the trigger. And now we can make our way up this side of the mountain anytime we want. And of course, this side of the mountain went all the way straight north, and you could get to the time warp there. Here's another fairy fountain. Like I said before, every single one of them has a different set of fairies in it. The ones on the side, they do repeat, but those are just colors. The main one in the center never repeats. So, this should be the way to get to the dungeon. This is longer than the cave that we were in before, in either time period. We don't have to kill everything, but anything that would be useful in getting health or money would be nice, or in this case, money. And although there are branches in this cave, they all lead to the same place. So here we've got some money situation that we take care of. So yeah, we're just skipping through as much as we can. So I guess I could also talk about how these walkthroughs are made. I mean, you don't know how the quest making system works, then the whole thing doesn't make much sense. But in the quest editor, you can export image files of each of the maps at full resolution or half resolution or whatever. And in fact, that's what I used to make the overworld mini-maps that appear in the top left of the screen. They were done using the export thing, and took a lot of messing with colors to get it to work. But you know, with a 16-bit color, but it did eventually get there. And now we've finally gotten there as far as the end of the cave. But once you have the image file, you can do the same basic thing and get image files with a blank screen, like just a white screen or a green screen with this grass, and that way you have the image of the enemy or the item that you want. And so you can start using those for symbols on the map. Here is the first part of level 5. The Caladian Monastery. And I'm going to actually try and get through this in this video instead of stopping here. I really should have some type of timer to let me know how fast I'm going or how far over I'm going. The problem is that since I'm not giving YouTube my personal information, it is limiting what I am allowed to do, and one of those limits is the 15-minute video thing. So that's why each of my videos is split up into an A and a B, or an A, B, and C in one case so far, and that will not be the last case where that happens. This may be one of them. Oh, and the music in the Mountain Cast was from the Joe and Mac Super Nintendo game. It was just level 1. I don't know what level 1's actually called in the game, but that's all it was. And the music here is from Donkey Kong 64. And I'm gonna go this way. This is the Frantic Factory music. So we got our key. There was no way to get across to the other side from there. It's kind of a dead end, so you have to grab it and then continue on. Obviously this is not the dungeon boss. That was on the other side, as the compass indicates. I forgot we already got the compass. I mean, we see the boss location like 3 screens in, so we could keep going up this way. So yeah, once you have your symbols, your maps, and everything like that, and by the way, with the dungeons, you have to export a different image for each of the different dungeons because they're all done in different colors. So you have to export one for each color set, otherwise your green dungeon is going to look brown or something like that. But you can use transparency to paste whatever you need to on there, scale things up and down. I liked making a square of white around it and, you know, a box around that. And it wasn't really white, it was a little off-white. So that way, if you did a transparency with white, like is the default color for transparency, that part will not be transparent because it's off-white instead of white. So I did that in all of the maps. The white spots around the items and whatnot on the map are off-white, not actual white. And then putting together the actual websites is surprisingly easy. I mean, HTML code is not that complicated, but any real word processor will be able to do it and do it graphically so you can see how things are going, you know, while you're doing it. And what do we have? This is our heart container piece. That's not what we were coming up in this direction for. We were coming up here to conveniently kill those guys and to make our way to this place. Yeah, it's cruel putting the gorillas around, but screw those guys. This room you can only get east to west or north to south. You cannot cross directions. I'm definitely gonna get that because those stupid fireballs won't hurt me. And if they hurt me, I don't care now that I've got a heart. This is the location we were looking for because I need a key. Or I guess another key. I've already got one. But anyways, the HTML, you can make that in Microsoft Word or LibreOffice or OpenOffice, whatever. They all have a web view or something along those lines. And you can actually drag around stuff, and it's a fairly easy way to go. It's definitely not the best interface to use, but for a basic website, it works pretty well. I did not attempt to do anything fancy with it, just a plain website with mine. And I guess that's pretty much it. You make a bunch of links between them. I put a whole bunch of different maps up, different things shown and everything like that. And of course, tables you can make in the spreadsheet, or there's options in Word itself. You can go into a spreadsheet and copy and paste it into an image file. There's a lot of ways that you can deal with that. Kill these things because this map is not, or this item is not in a good location. And neither is this block. Alright. Now we can keep going here. I guess my website was, I can just get this thing to work. Shouldn't be this difficult. There we go. Anyways, the website I set up for the walkthrough and the quest information is very basic. There's no real big interactivity with it. There's no cookies or anything like that. So, it's pretty basic. We have entered an important room here. This is a room that is pointed out in the dungeon that you have to get to. And there's not much you can do to proceed with level 5 unless you deal with that room. You just have to flip that switch and you are done with it. So now we could go backwards a bit. There we go, some money, or some health. Money too, but fairy was definitely nice, and if that thing would slow down a little, I might be able to hit it. No, this was definitely the place. There's the block. So we're just going back to the very top of the map, the first passageway we came across. We killed these guys, so I feel no obligation to redo that effort. Yep, another one of these. The boomerang does seem to work a lot better if you're hitting it at a straight edge instead of doing it on an angle. I have no idea why that's the case. That's just kind of how it has always worked with these things with this version of the game. Clearly still works that way with this type of block, at least. We're getting pretty far through this, and I already mentioned about not being able to change directions here. We have a pushable block with these lights. They are still a threat if I am not paying attention, but if they grab me and I am, I usually can shake them off enough since I have the 3rd level sword. And I should be all set. And this room is right near the start. We couldn't get to this side. And here is the last bit of this dungeon. Just gotta get through this. And, of course, boomerang isn't the only thing that works with these. But, most of the rest are kind of annoying to work with. Bombs are sometimes really useful for it, though. And I'm thinking this way. Alright, good. What do we have? Ah, the easy one. The oval pattern. The other kind is the one that has a smaller circle of them, but instead of spiraling around in that oval shape for a little while, they expand out to be much, much larger. So, and I was standing on top of the heart container piece he dropped, and that actually brought us to a full heart container. And we have the silver arrows, which will let us get into the next class dungeon area. And I think this is where we're going to stop, so until next time, thanks for watching.